It's not showing. I'm going to assume it's okay. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, and this is your daily financial news. First up, quick question. I got a lot of questions about my October 21st or yesterday daily financial news. Not sure why I didn't show up for a lot of you. I, of course, completed it. Make sure we have to continue our streak of more than 2 years of bringing you the daily financial news. It is there. It is in the playlist. I did forget to tag it for the playlist. I'm not sure if that was an issue. But normally we get about 2,000 or 2,100 views of the daily financial news. Many of you come back to get that 10 to 15 minute summary, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But for some reason, it didn't work yesterday. So it is there. You can see it in the playlist. Go take a listen. Again, a lot of great information yesterday. Let's congratulate someone else for doing their next deal. This is for Nathan. Nathan, congratulations. I think this is number 4 for you. So it might be 5. I think it's 4. But anyways, folks, if you don't know what this is a contest that I am doing to see what kind of positive impact we have. And again, I do all of this every day. We talk to now 8 or 9 multimillionaires every week for you. We're trying to give back, and this is a way to figure out, hey, are we making a difference? So if one rental at a time helped you get your first or next rental property, let me know, and you can get one of these cards. I just had to break open a brand new box. Again, I bought 1,500 of these because I have faith in you. We're going to blow out this 500 number. So pretty cool. Next up, don't forget book selfies. More and more of you are getting these books. Do me a favor. It is, I don't know. It's really nice. It's really important to me to see book selfies when they come out. It's, if you don't want to be in camera, great. Take it this way. But yes, book selfies. And of course, 5-star reviews on Amazon. We're already up to 8 5-star reviews on the new book. So thank you very much for that. And then lastly, if you do want autographed copies, Amazon finally shipped my last set of boxes. I bought 100, and I think we've shipped out 35, maybe 36. So we have plenty left to go. If you want to get autographed books of my original One Rental at a Time or the 15 Conversations with Real Estate Investors, we can do that. I'm selling them for $50 and I'm paying the shipping, kind of my give back. So it's the same price that is on Amazon. I just bought them and I'm eating the difference. So yeah, if you want them, we'll work out a PayPal exchange, and I ship them out once a day, once every other day. So good stuff going on. So a couple of quick things. I want to see comments below. This is audience participation. I want samples of inflation that you have already seen. Maybe it is when you filled your gas tank. I saw a post yesterday by someone in California that his gas tank took over $100 to fill up. Nuts. My example of inflation actually was really hilarious to me. I'll share it with you. I'll share it with you now. What the heck? So if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know one of the things that Olivia and I like to do is to go out to eat. We have been eating out. We probably eat out 5 times a week. It's kind of the thing that we do now that we have financial freedom. And let's just say it's been a while since Olivia looked at a check, right? The bill. So we went to pick up food the other night. I think we were going to watch the Warrior game against the Lakers. And Olivia comes back to the car. I was with the puppies in the car. She went to pick them up. And she went, "What the hell happened?" I go, what do you mean? She goes, "Why is our order over $60? And not that it's just funny because I can't remember the last time Olivia looked at a check. But yes, that same order we have been doing for 4 or 5 years. Kind of the same thing. We're kind of repetitive that way. Used to be in the 40s. Now it was over $60. And I was just shocked. I remember driving back going, "Olivia, inflation is real. Inflation is real." So again, leave your signs of inflation below. I would love to hear from you because again, it is here. It affects all of us. We might as well, I don't know, commiserate, chuckle, just get it out there because it is certainly real. let's talk about the Chinese real estate market and specifically Evergrande. So first and foremost, Evergrande did make their interest payment yesterday. So again, they missed their payment. They had a 30-day grace period. They made the payment kind of by hook or by crook. But Evergrande is done. They're toast. The only date now is, what is the date they put on their tombstone, right? They tried to sell their property management division. We reported on that 2 weeks ago for 51% of it. That deal fell through. They tried to sell their huge main office building. That deal fell through. And the reason I can say with confidence that they are done is they need real estate sales, right, to the public to kind of keep the money churning. And I want to make sure I get the number right. 97%. Their sales have fallen 97%. Folks, that is a real estate crash. If everybody that's out there creating crash videos talked about 97% crash, I agree. That is a crash. That is you can't recover from that. Evergrande is done. More importantly, as I have been saying, the Chinese real estate market is toast. It was 25% of GDP. Who knows where it will go? It was 15% of land taxes to different territories. They're in trouble. They're going to have a negative GDP print in Q4. In October, is going to be nasty. People are retreating. And again, if Evergrande had 97% fall in sales, what do you think the overall market was? Maybe down 50%, down 60%? Anything over 30% would be horrific. And frankly, anything over 10% is bad. So it's like bad to horrific. And I'm going to guess it's over 30%. I'm going to guess the number is so bad, they're going to lie to us. That's how bad I think it's going to be. It's just ugly. And again, some other numbers to think about. 93.6 of urban Chinese, right, urban community own real estate. I didn't realize it was that high. That is crazy. That explains why there are so many vacant units. They don't really have a strong for rent or for lease market. People were really holding these empty units as their future retirement and wealth because, again, real estate had gone up for so many years there. It is Chinese real estate market is crashing. It's a slow-moving train wreck that's actually accelerating. The train crash is supposed to slow down. This one it's like the person's got their foot on the gas and it's actually accelerating. It's going to be bad. Chinese developers owe over $5 trillion and it is getting more expensive. I think we're up to 6 or 7 now that have asked for help. It is not good. And again, it's because the consumers have stopped buying. They have lost confidence and their retailers will be hit next. It is not good. It is not good. So a couple other things we got to talk about is earnings, right? We are in that earnings season and we got I think we got a couple of good ones and a whole lot of bad. First and foremost, we have Snap. Snap came out, I think they're down like 20%. They are blaming some Apple iOS privacy rules for impacting their targeted ads, which probably impacts other things like Twitter and all of those. Probably explains why Twitter is trying to buy, was it Twitter? It wasn't Twitter, it was PayPal, right? PayPal is trying to buy Pinterest. It explains they're trying to diversify revenue. So that is interesting. Intel, the hits keep coming, down another 10%, I think. Lower profit margins for the next several years. Ouch. Boston Beer, another disappointing quarter. They tried to diversify into hard seltzer, and it is not going well. Whirlpool, learning to deal with elevated supply chain constraints. Remember what I told you about Tesla? They are they're not shipping. They are flying components around. Guess what? Whirlpool is flying parts around, and that is expensive, and it is hitting margin. Mattel, all I can think of is Barbie. Probably Hot Wheels. Was Mattel Hot Wheels? I think so. Hot Wheels. They're saying that the supply chain won't hurt them for Christmas. We'll see. Those are very pretty words. We shall see. It kind of reminds me of the Great Recession where the banks were saying we are fully capitalized or fully capitalized, and then 2 weeks later they were done. Kind of feels like that. A good report, American Express. Remember over the weekend, I think it was Saturday, we said American Express will be an important earnings because it was a telltale about small business. American Express beat top and bottom, and most importantly, at least to me, record credit card spending. Looks like small business is spending. So again, that is generally speaking probably a good thing for the economy. VF Corp, think makers of North Face clothing. They missed top and bottom, and they blame the supply chain. It's probably everybody's go-to blame, right? Beyond Meat, this meat substitute, fake meat, whatever you want to call it, lowered their outlook. Apparently, the resurgence of demand has not quite picked up yet. And then we have Spanx. Spanx, owned by Sarah Blakely, or at least used to be majority owned by Sarah Blakely. She's now selling a majority stake to Blackstone. She's cashing out. If you haven't read Sarah Blake's story, it is one of those inspiring stories about somebody that just didn't take no for an answer, and she did it on her own. I suggest all of you, if you're looking for motivation, go do a YouTube search for Sarah Blakely's story about Spanx. It is kind of that American spirit. Just go make it happen, come hell or high water. Great story. And she's talking about using that money from Blackstone to diversify into other areas. Good for them. So again, we talked about Evergrande. I'm just going down my list. They did make the payment, but sales down 97%. Ouch. And last point about that 97%, it is in their peak selling season. This is their peak selling season, and they're down 97%. That, folks, is a crash. What else do I got for you? Oh, stagflation. More and more people are picking up on this. More and more people are talking about the 70s. There is a review now talking about 74 to 81. It was kind of encompassing the two big peaks in inflation, which I think was 76 and 79, or might have been 80. But basically what they're saying is, hey, if you want to know what did well, between stocks, bonds, and gold did the best. The best sector of the market was real estate. Shocking. Real estate went up 100%, over 100% from 70 to 79. Another thing to talk about is GDP. Again, people were talking about GDP growth of 10%. Remember, after you back out 8% of inflation, the real GDP, the nominal GDP was 10, the real GDP was 2. This is the problem with GDP metrics, again, that we talked about earlier. I think GDP was up 4.2, but inflation was 5.4. It really is a negative number. GDP reported quarterly is a nominal number. It is not inflation adjusted. So we have to do some math for you there. Then the other thing that we've seen, at least in the last 24 hours, that caught my attention is it looks like the budget reconciliation process. Remember, lots of spending, have to raise taxes, net even, fuzzy math, don't believe it. But looks like in order to get this thing passed, they are not going to raise the corporate taxes. What does that mean? What have I been telling you? You and I are going to have to pay up. If they're not going to get some of that money from corporations, what else do you have left? Not good. And lastly, is inflation a tax? If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know how I feel. Inflation is absolutely a tax. It hits everyone, but the government doesn't want to call it a tax because they frankly don't want to be voted out of office. And again, that votes that red or blue, left or right. Inflation is a tax. It is an unfair tax. It hurts the ones at the bottom the most, but it is here. It is not going away anytime soon. So again, learn to use inflation or struggle. So again, folks, remember very early on, I'd love to hear your stories about inflation. Let's share them. If you have something, like I think somebody said on one of my comments yesterday, just spent $10 at Subway, used to be $7. Whatever it is, leave comments below. Let's all laugh and chuckle about just how bad inflation is, and we'll go from there. So Friday's a busy day. We should have Stephen Dow from Velocity Mortgage. I'm going to talk to the Lumberjack. I got all kinds of stuff going on today. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Remember, 5-star reviews and book selfies. That would mean the world to me. Tag me on Instagram. Bye.